Hello there and welcome back to my videos. In this video we want to speak about how you can set up the Laravel project into a Docker container, and I will show how you can set up the PHP-fpm and the NGINX as a proxy, and then I will set up the MariaDB as a database. So you all have everything together, and you just can spin up and then just start to code. Of course, if you don't need the MariaDB, then you can just skip that part, but I will show how you can starting from scratch and be ready to code a new project in Laravel. Thank you to have you here, and I really hope you want to subscribe. You can click on the link below in the right corner, and I really hope you want to like and share this video too. And don't forget all the code I'm typing down here. I will make a complete setup file, and you can find it on Github, so you can get all the commands pretty fast. Thank you so much, and let's get some code. So let's starting to clone the Laravel Git project, and I'll open the terminal and I'm going inside my folder where we want to clone. And why I'm using this is because I have expected some weird errors when I'm going inside my terminal in my editor. So we're just waiting to it be done, and when it's done you can see all the files here for Laravel. It's completed. Then we need to go inside the Laravel project, and we need to say docker run, and then we need this one. And then we're installing the composer part inside a directory. It could take a little time, so when it's done, I think you can go out for grab some coffee and something like that. So when it's finished, we want to go back for the editor, and then just going for the Laravel folder and create a new one, and should be a docker compose.yaml file. And inside that we can starting to say we want to use the version. At this point I want to use 3.7, and in the services we have a bunch of services. We want the php-fpm service, and that should be called app, and inside that we need to build context. Dockerfile should be Dockerfile, and then we need the container name should be app, and restart, unleashed, it stopped. And then we need the TTI should be true, and the working dir should be the bar folder we want to work with. The volumes, we say the main folder, so the Laravel folder here would be the mount, and we want to mount it for var and bv. And then we need the configuration. We want to create Docker files and php and local.ini. And then we want to point it for user, local etc php conf d, and then local.ini. And then we need network. We wanted to bind for the app network. We want to create that when we are a little longer in this video. And the next one we want is a NGINX service, and this should be the web server. I think we can just, yes, that's correct. And the web server should go in with the image NGINX Alpine. Yes. And the container name should be web server restart unleashed stopped, and to try true, ports should be 80. If you have something running on your machine, you can do it to another machine. When I'm code, I'm always use port 8000. So in this case, because I know on my machine I have more running on 8000, so let's call it 8100. And then we need 8143. That should be the 403 port. That should be the SSL port if you want that. For that we have a volume 2 going up here, and again want to bind the main folder here from Laravel to the var and uv, and then we need to bind Dockerfiles, NGINX confd, the folder we want to bind, to etc NGINX confd. So we have the same folder mounted. And again, network should be app network, just this. And this last one should be MariaDB service. We call it DB here, and the image should be MariaDB 10.5.6, and container name should be DB, and restart should be unleashed stopped, and TTI is true. Just need to see if I've split this up a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. And environment, we take ports first, and for this we need 3306 and 3306. That's the default port number for MySQL, and it's for MariaDB too, and we have it here. As you can see, we share the same variables, so MariaDB and MySQL is almost the same. It's just some point back in time where MySQL is get buying from Oracle, then a lot of people going from MySQL and touching in the MariaDB. So the fundamental of the base code, and that's the same as MySQL, but it's over time it will be changed a little bit. So I'm not 100% sure how it's working if you take an export from MySQL and import it to MariaDB, and the same the other way around. Then we need the root password. I just say 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is not a production password, of course. And then we go down here and say db data Maria I'm not spelling anymore. Data, and then we need var lib and MySQL. Then we mount it to the internal one, so if we destroy the container and upgrade it, we don't miss all of the code data. Then we need Docker files again, MySQL, myconf should be the same as etc MySQL myconf, and this should be network, should be the same again. Just in networks, it's not working, and networks here. Scrolling down, what I'm touched with here, but it's okay. Got a volume and networks, and that's it. So the volumes we need to define should be Maria, this one, and driver should be local. Okay, it just says a duplicate, so then we go just one level too high. So yeah, that's fine. And then we go into the networks, and the driver should be bridge. And then we are almost there with the composer file. Now we need to create the Docker file we will want to build with here in the PHP FPM service. So let's do this. We want to create a new file, call it a Dockerfile. Inside this one, we will say from PHP 7.3 FPM. I have tried with the 7.4 and I can use the same modules here, but when I'm going for testing the Laravel, something is going wrong, so it's not working as I expect. So if you know the version of the PHP 7.4 some point, then let me know that in the comments fields below. But for now, we just use this. So the next one should be copy composer log, composer JSON to the var vv. That's what I'm going to do. Yes. And the work here should be var vv, and then you run app get update and app get install u, and then we build. It's a lot of package we need here. I just want to see what I have installed everything fine here from my documentation here. I think so. Run apt-get install. Nope. Clean and remove everything we got in var lib app. And run docker php extensions install video MySQL zip wait wait, JPEG. The should be include with PNG dear user include run docker png ext install gkd. We want to say install, just so you know what's going on. Clear cache. Dependencies. Now we want to install the composer. Get composer.org. Installer. PHP. Install. Here is equal to use local bin file name composer. Add user for Laravel, and then we can just say run group add G1000 www, and then we say user add username and want to bind it for the min base and the group www. And then we need to application folder, copy inside to, so we can copy everything in, and then we want to say copy the exist the permissions inside, copy and then we say run, see how recursive and then we want to say user www, we want to change current user to www, expose 9000, then we want to listen on the port 9000, and the command should be php-fpm. So if I haven't done everything correct here, then we can just build it up for this container. But before we are done this, we need of course all the Docker files. So let's create a new folder here and say it's a Docker files. Inside that we need a file called php local ini, and upload max file size is equal to 40 megabyte, and post max size is equal to 40 megabyte. Then we want the NGINX gateway, and it will be here in NGINX conf-d and app.conf, and want to see the server and listen port 80, sorry. Index should be index.php, index.html, eurolog. If you want that, you can just say varlog nginx eurolog with the access log, and the root should be public, and I can already see a mistake here. And then we need the locations. We want to say everything with .php should be go inside here. And location, everything else should be go inside here. Try files. Query string. Gzip static on. And then we can go inside and say try files UIE 400 fast CGI path info, and then we got this one plus PHP here we go this way. Pass app $9,000 fast CGI index .php include fast CGI params fast CGI params script file name is equal to document root fast CGI script name fast CGI params path info is equal to fast CGI path info. Then we probably have the NGINX folder, and then we need to the MySQL. So let's call one folder here MySQL myGNF. That's fine. And inside this we just need MySQL D general log is 1 and log file should be lib and then we are good to go. Before we can build the container, we only need one thing now. It should be inside .env here. The example we only need to rename. So we have this one, and scrolling down to the MySQL, and the host should be db, and also we want the root and 1 2 3 4 5 6. I think that's a connection we need, and then we are ready to go back for the editor here, and we can say docker compose build no cache. So let's see how it's working. Must be a mapping. So we have already an error here. Let's see about that's the problem. So non-support environments. That's what we're gonna do now. I just need to scroll over my documentation here. Let's say environment environment, and fail to execute script Docker compose. I have done some little changes, so let's about see how it's working now. It should work as it should be, and it should going for the PHP 7.3 and FPM. And let's see about it's building correct. So if it's working correct like now, then I can show you what I've done. This is my Docker, and I'm going to the settings, and down below here in the Docker engine Docker command here, normally I've switched to the VSL2 based engine. It should be giving better performance than VSL, the Hyper-V, but I expect some issues with that, and now I've reading on the from others about this could be an issue, and it's not totally stable right now. So I decided to switch it off and then just use my machine here and restart the engine. And I want to remove the vendor folder and then run the Docker compose install one more time. After that, it's look like everything is running like a chain. So let's hope everything's going well. I'll just see when we are finished here to run this setup. Now we are done. We can just say Docker compose up, and then and then we should starting up everything. And first is want to download the image we need, and then it should setting up everything correctly after that. We have an error to creating the database, so because I already have this image, so let's going for away from this one, MariaDB. I have it's already running, so container is running here. We just need to stop it down, and then we have the Laravel up here, and I will just try that again. I'm about to see what's happening. And now the MariaDB is up. The restarting here. php-fpm is not found, so I need to investigate that. And the web server, we have a configuration inside here, so I need to check my configuration file a little bit, and then we should be good to go. We're almost there. We can build it, and that's what we wanted up. So let's going back for the editor here and going up for the Docker files, and that's the NGINX here, and we probably yeah, this one, and we just say going for the web server, and we just remove it a little bit. So Docker compose up the web server, and let's see. Wrong. I need to go inside here. Docker compose up the web server. It should connecting up the web server here. And it's running, ready for warm up, and now it's crashed. So it's because we don't have the app running. So when we have the app running here, the php-fpm not found, I need to see why it's not found. So hang on. So what I'm discovering in my configuration file, I have a single pling and not double pling, and that's probably something with that to do. because what I'm done is I remove the container, be sure it's stopped, and then remove it, and then I rebuild it again and send it up again. So now it's working, and let's start up this web server and the database. Let's clean up the terminal here and docker compose execute app php archer when we use to generate a key inside the Laravel. When this is done, we want to build the configuration, the cache. The cache is so it's loading much faster, and then we will be sure everything is running smooth. So I will just call them migrate and see what going on inside. And now it's saying we cannot we cannot connect to the database, and that could be something because something with the data bus. So I will just go in for the MariaDB. I will stop it and then remove it. Docker volume. We have this one volume remove, and remove it, and docker compose up db, and then I'll be sure everything is running first time as it should be. If you get the same issue, you can do the same as I'm done here, and everything here should be running smooth. So let's close this down, stopping the database, and say run in the background, and then I should be enabled to migrate if I'm not having an error. And I probably have an error in my database now, and that's the last thing. We need to figure out what's going on here. I think it's because we need to create the database. So I need to see about my variable, about the configuration for the database, it's correct. So just a second. Going up here and docker compose database here. And then I want to go inside here, and that's the same root, and let's about see if I'm connecting with my own database here. Just see localhost 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm opening up, we have it here, but we don't have a database for Laravel, so let's create the Laravel database. And I'll just see what we have here. Just leave it on Danish, you can put on what you want. And let's see about we can connect to the database now, and now we can do it. So it's only because the database is not exist, so be sure the database exists when you do this. And now you can see all the data we have here. Here we go, and everything is running smooth, so I can just click this down. Now we are ready to see about the website is working. And remember, we need to access the right URL again. So in the docker compose we have 8100, so that's the IP address we want to go for, and see what's happening. We don't have any loading up, so something is going wrong. So let's see about what's going on. Now I have figured out what's happening, and I discovered it's because we have the 4 W's and not only 3. So it took me a little time to investigate what's happening because I'm so blind, but that's what it is. So let's go back and remove the web server, going for the terminal and spin it up again, and let's go in for the browser and reload, and here we go. Now you are up and running with the Laravel, and your project is ready to be developed. I really hope you enjoy this video, and I'm sorry about the mistakes I've done over the time, but that's how it's working. And you're now ready to code the PHP framework Laravel, and I'm really happy to have you here today. I really hope you want to subscribe, and I really hope you press on the like and share button. Remember, the code will be on the GitHub profile, and the link will be in the description, of course. And don't forget, when you subscribe, the thing is below in the video and you can just click on it. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.